Okay, I want to go over the views I've been talking about because there are two possible views on these dollar pairs, and all of the main dollar pairs, Euro, Pound, Australian, and New Zealand dollar, look the same. So I'll go through 3 or 4 of them, I think all 4, as quickly as I can. Starting with Euro US dollar, I'm going to continue to run the favorite idea of the high being in here from the triangle thrust. There is enough to work here, and this candle from the high is a red bottomed shooting star, so it has a bit more power. So I'm going to look at things done until price proves otherwise. Now, what I talked about today, the Deutsche Bank view, which is bullish towards 130 and which I'm not favoring, but it would be this one. It would be that on the 4-hour chart, there's been a slightly downward tilting bullish flag like this. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this is not the type of flag that I like the look of, as it is too shallowly tilted. I prefer to see it sharper, though that is the bullish case probably if you wanted. It made a new low today, and there was a good buy on that low on the 1 hour with a clear bullish hammer with bullish divergence against the stochastic. So I am looking for this to move up. As you can see, it's underneath short-term resistance now, but I am looking for it on a lower time frame to move up and break out probably tomorrow. I need to wait for the daily close. It's a bit premature for me to say that as there are a few hours left, but that is what I'm looking at present. Now, the bullish view on this is that it may be a flag. I don't think so, however, so I'm going to run the idea that the high is in on 25 January and that we're looking more like the bearish count I would put on this is a leading diagonal here, a 3-wave correction, and a forced but valid leading move here. And I'm going to look, assuming that the daily closes somewhat, well, rather like how it looks now and doesn't go down much further. Who knows, maybe by the time I finish the video, actually, it'll have already turn back over, but I am going to look for it to move up in a 3-wave move, holding beneath 125 or at least the January high, and then roll over on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, second half of this week, into this week. So I'm going to look for that as we go on, and I'm going to favor that the high is in here and that the bears will be in control. I don't want to work the idea that there will be another high. I posted that chart a few days last week before actually, and I don't want to run that idea until I see a breakout above 25 January. Then I will consider that, which I have account for, and which I would probably constrict down to just like one new high. But in any case, so 3-wave correction, I'm going to look for a sell setup in this. Pound US dollar. The bounce appeared today, as mentioned, off the weekly 8 EMA. I'm also, actually before I say what I think, I'm also going to say that this too is a 3-wave move. So it is open to moving up here, and I think it does have a good chance of moving up here. However, just like Euro US dollar, I'm going to favor the bearish view, and I'm going to look for any 3-wave type of move to be sold into. So no change, you just see that there is justification for a move up as it's only 3 simple waves now. This too I'm viewing more as a corrective move. Now if we have a breakout here, this is the weakest of the lot. As you can see, this has had a proper fall so far, and it is putting in a small bullish hammer here. Have to wait for the close, but that's looking good. However, it is a small sized one. So first of all, I'm going to look for a move up. And following that move up, say we get a breakout here and a retracement and a buy opportunity. Following that move up, I'm going to look for weakness and for it to reverse back down. I feel that a high is in here because of the look on the monthly. I'll put it on the weekly. In my opinion, it's done more than enough to justify a 3-wave move like this. It did break the high here. This high broke this one. So we have a clear 3-wave move, and I'm going to look for this to continue to turn over. So all 3 of these I'm looking down on, or rather looking for them to head down. And New Zealand US dollar, now there is a bunch of news coming out tonight in I think about an hour from now there's news, New Zealand news, employment news, and tomorrow night Bank of New Zealand is going to set rates, and so there will be movement here. Aussie New Zealand is another interesting pair, which looks good to the upside. I didn't update that from the week before. It developed and crashed, but it's still bullish. Aussie New Zealand is still bullish. I'm not going to go into that. I posted a chart on Twitter today if you want to see it. I just want to cover New Zealand US dollar. This too is a three-wave move, as clear as can be, but I'm going to look for this to turn over on a three-wave move into tomorrow with the Bank of New Zealand. So although all four of these pairs have bullish possibilities, I'm going to view it as done, and I'm going to view the DX as having a low in, and I'm going to look for corrective up moves in these four pairs and for price to kick into the downside. Now on New Zealand US dollar, I'm favoring on the longer term chart back to 2015 that the three-wave move is in here, and that now is starting a downward move. And I think the weekly candle last week was a good down starting move. So I'm going to look for this to continue. Again, a kind of leading move here, three-wave correction. And you can count this as 5 down 2. Now that could be 5 for C, or it could be 5 of 1 of 3, for example, just to put a bullish count on it. But I'm favoring the bearish count on that. So all four pairs going into the second half of the week, I'm looking for downward moves. And this one will certainly move tonight and tomorrow as there's bank and employment news. So I think that's it for now. And the closes will be important here. Yeah, so until it's disproven, I'm going to hold that the dollar index has a low in. It did not make it all the way down to the trend line on the monthly, and a further low can certainly happen, but let's see how it appears in the next few days. The buy options and the sell options are there either way. There were a bunch of sell option chances this week and a good bullish one today. So either way you want to trade, the options are there. All right, bye-bye.